Hi, I'm Lindsay Briley, and I'm a graduate student at the University of Texas in Arlington's College of Nursing. I'm here today to do a book report on the book Walk the Walk, the Number One Rule for Real Leaders by Alan Deutschman. Alan Deutschman is one of America's most stimulating intellectuals when it comes to leadership and change. This book was selected by Strategy and Business Magazine as one of the best business books of the year of 2009, the year the book was published. He has been a journalist for 20 years, and his career history includes the Silicon Valley correspondent for Fortune magazine, a senior writer at Fast Company, the profit motive columnist for GQ magazine, and a contributing editor at Vanity Fair and New York Times magazine. He has also been the keynote speaker at leadership conferences for organizations ranging from General Electric to National Public Radio. He has also taught leadership classes at Emory University's Business School. The purpose of this book was to define what makes a great leader and to describe how leaders that walk the walk make the true difference. So a little summary on this book. Deutschman begins by describing one of the greatest leaders known to man, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He tells the story of Dr. King giving a speech at the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1962. During his speech, a man comes on stage and physically, brutally attacks him. Deutschman describes Dr. King's reactions as those of a true leader who walked the walk. Dr. King did not fight back. He simply turned the other cheek and took the beating. This was something he had been preaching to his followers for years, that nonviolence was going to be the only way they would be successful in their movement. The only reason the crowd did not turn on the attacker that day was not because Dr. King talked the talk on nonviolence, but because he actually walked the walk in front of hundreds that day. This is what made him a great leader. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon.com, had a vision to create the world's most customer-centric company. He made it very well known that he was going to run that company long term. He believed in putting the customers before the stock analysts, the shareholders, the executives, the business partners, and even their own staff. He created a transparency system by allowing his customers to post reviews on their actual website that included the good, the bad, and even the ugly. Even when people doubted his methods, he stuck with his ultimate plan. He felt that by doing this, he was giving customers a voice which made them feel valued in the community of their peers rather than targets of a company who just wanted their money. Bezos continued to make several gambles and new innovative strategies that a lot of people questioned at first. But today, Amazon has tens of millions of loyal customers and has ranked substantially high in several customer satisfaction surveys. Jeff Bezos has been named one of the 25 most influential business leaders by CNN and USA Today. He continues to walk the walk by doing what he believes in, and that's his customers, rather than what others are telling him to do. Deutschman goes on to describe more well-known leaders that have proven that they can walk the walk, including Ray Kroc at McDonald's, Fred Smith at FedEx, and Charles Schwab of Charles Schwab Corporation. The target audience for this book was anyone in a leadership position, anyone aspiring to attain a leadership position, and anyone who's just interested in leadership in general. Some of the strengths of this book are the personal stories of each leader that made this book that much more relatable. The book is short, well-written, and very easy to follow. It's also very inspiring to anyone who wants to become a leader. Some of the shortcomings, however, are that Deutschman does not lay out a step-by-step program of how to become a leader that walks the walk. He simply gives you multiple examples of leaders that did walk the walk and what made them such a great leader. This can be very intimidating for anyone who's new to leadership. I would definitely say the author addressed the objectives previously mentioned. When you walk the walk, you show what's really important. He described the most crucial role of a leader is establishing and instilling the one or two values that will be most important for an organization, movement, or community. There will be several options to choose from, but leaders must have one or two that are deemed the most important to themselves, and these become non-negotiable. This is something that that is referred to as the one or two rule. Deutschman describes each leader previously mentioned and their own one or two. For Jeff Bezos at Amazon.com, it was his customers and long term. His virtues gives the message that we'll build a profitable, enduring company for the long run by putting customers before anything from the very beginning. When you walk the walk, you share the struggle and the risk. Deutschman talks about Bill Hewlett of HP and the struggles his company went through during a difficult economic time. During this time, Hewlett asked that every HP employee, including the top executives, take one unpaid day off every 2 weeks. Everyone would take a 10% pay reduction until the company could get back on their feet. It was known as the 9-day fortnight and became one of Hewlett's most brilliant inventions as a business executive. He believed everyone should be treated equal in his company, including himself, and that's what made him a great leader, by walking the walk. When you walk the walk, you gain firsthand. When New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg stepped into office, he commuted to work the same way millions of other New Yorkers did, by taking the subway. He bared the painful temperatures, the occasional nauseating smells, and the inevitable and frustrating delays. Some of his goals when he first stepped into office were to reduce traffic congestion and cut the carbon emissions that cause global warming. By riding the subway every day, he was walking the walk. When you walk the walk, every moment is an opportunity to teach, train, and lead. When you walk the walk, you take steps that every potential follower can follow. And when you walk the walk, you become a leader even without the title, position, or formal authority. So would I recommend this book? 100% yes. I would recommend this to all of those interested in leadership. And even if you're in a leadership position, you will learn something new from this book. I hope you enjoyed my book review. Thanks.